Let's talk about teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma. What a title, but also what a movie. My first exposure to Jane Cronenberg and their style was from the movie I Saw the TV Glow, which is a haunting look at the egg crack moment of transitioning and when you realize that you're in a different body than you're supposed to be. That movie is fascinating with a lot of great imagery and a lot of commentary on, coming to that realization and the different ways things can play out in your life, whether you actually commit to it, repress it, or whatever. It kind of made you feel like you were in the shoe of the person who is transitioning, and the anxiety and the trauma and the shame and all that stuff that comes with it, the isolation that you may feel. And teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma is another haunting take on of trans people in horror and in media in general, and how they seem to be villainized for just being themselves, and they're always the twist villain towards the end because something unusual cannot be fathomed outside of you being like mentally ill or something like that. And Camp Miasma like really tackles that. Plus, it also on a very surface level tackles Hollywood's obsession with remakes and reboots and requels, and that's what this movie kind of tackles about this movie franchise that is ongoing and never ending, and trying to wokeify it after years. And also, like, it's a satire on that wokeness trend that is going on with movies and how we are trying to transition them into more modern realms, but also the appreciation that you can have for films like that, which could have been an awakening for a person that is dealing with that type of trauma or isolation, and it kind of makes them realize who they really are and what they really want to be. So that's one thing I really respect about Jane Cronenberg's directing style and writing style, because it's wholly unique and very self-reflective, and also in a that's haunting and meta and cheeky, but also has a lot of heart and things to say that you have to actually do a little bit of research on, especially if you're not familiar with that queer community side of things, because it's just there's the surface level stuff that everyone will understand, which is the meta commentary on film, Hollywood and remakes and reboots and stuff like that. But there is also the whole surface level of accepting yourself and repression and the freedom of liberating yourself sexually as well, and feeling comfortable in your body, and experiencing that type of love that you deserve and want, and it's reciprocated. You're not weird or anything like that. And there's probably so much more layers that I could tackle in this film, but it's a pretty good watch. It's definitely something that I would really like to revisit again with having read more different perspectives and ideas and theories, because this movie is heavy on imagery and commentary and things of that nature.